This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, we're the ones that have encouraged you all along to like and share them on your favorite social media and with your friends and neighbors because it's about the science of caring. Careology from CareBag and hosted by Roxy Brown.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. I hope all of you had a great weekend. I sure did. I relaxed. I had my feet up and still working on this cough, but it's all good. Those of you who are listening, driving to work, driving to where you have to go, those of you who have your feet up, just relaxing, thank you for tuning in back to Careology. Those of you who are listening from our Tuesday show as we move to Monday, we appreciate all your support. My name is Roxy, and I'm your Careologist host here, and we do one thing and we do one thing well. We bring you good information. No politics, no pun intended, no nothing. We just give you straight talk and information you should know. And we have a really exciting show today. It's out of my wheelhouse, so you guys are going to be really, really surprised. But let's go ahead and cover just a few things. Careology is a subsidiary of CareBag Incorporated. We are a nonprofit here on the Treasure Coast. We serve on the Treasure Coast and to Palm Beach over 5,000 homeless children and families. And we do this by providing our mobile hygiene showers and our mobile hygiene pantry. We don't duplicate, and we are one of a kind, and we are so happy about that. And for everyone that has been giving us our support, we want to say thank you. We really, really appreciate it. And just to go ahead and cover some things that we have going on, Sunday, August 6th, we have our back to school event, and that is Cutting It United here at the Mid-Florida Event Center, Sunday, August 6th, and it's from 2 to 7 p.m., and it is free haircuts for all school-age children. Girls, boys, we want to thank Mission Barbecue. We want to thank Second Street Bistro. We have so many businesses that have come on board to go ahead and support. I do not have the time in this hour show to name them all because then I won't have time to speak to my guests. We thank the City of Port St. Lucie for coming behind us, and again, Children's Services of St. Lucie County. Please go on our website and on our social media page that you can see all the fabulous businesses that we have. And we're going to have them on to talk to them about how they support CareBag and what they do for the community. They just don't help CareBag. They do a lot more, and we want to thank everyone. But I want to give a special shout out to the Grocer Builders Incorporated. They went ahead and blessed us with 200 book bags, and that is huge. Roxy, what do you need? Book bags. It's come. The next call, I ordered it. It's coming. We love that. So a big shout out and a big love to Grocer Builder and the family, because it's a family-owned business. They make the most beautiful homes. If you're interested in getting a beautiful home, Grocer Builders is where you need to go. Our next event that we have coming up is October 14th, and it is our community baby shower. So if anyone knows me, I don't get excited, but oh my God, I am excited. We are going to host 60 moms out of different agencies that are in need, and we're going to do from 6 months babies all the way to in the womb. And we are going to give them a baby shower out of this world. We have Hearts Unfold that is going to be a part of us. Again, we have the Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County and the City of Port St. Lucie. And we are looking for other businesses to come along. We want each mother to go away with a box of Pampers, a nice basket of what you would get at a baby shower. Everyone leaves with a beautiful gift basket. And on top of that, we're going to have resources for them. So they're not just coming for food and a gift. We're going to have resources that they can get the help that they need. They can go ahead and nurture that baby, because that baby, it's community. Once that baby comes, it is a community baby, and all of us need to do our part. So if you want to be a part of that, please reach out to us. You know our number. I'm going to say it again, 772-222-7399. We are so excited about that. And the last thing I want to mention, this Wednesday at 4 o'clock, our mobile hygiene pantry will be at Oh my goodness, I just went blank. My head just went blank. Hartman Road. We're going to be at Graceway Village at 4:00 for all the families that are coming out for hot meals. CareBag's mobile hygiene pantry will be there from 4 to 5 p.m. So if you are in need of a hot meal and you are in need of any hygiene items from Depends to diapers, toothpaste, or deodorant, come on out there. We will be there and we'll be serving our community. So that are some of the things I wanted to mention. I'm rushing because I want to get into the show. So I am not a sports person at all. I don't know sports. But I like to watch certain things. I like to watch the final games. You know how you have football, you have the Super Bowl. When you have baseball, you have the World Series. Am I getting it right? Everybody work with me. And when you have, my favorite actually, is when you have, for those of you, I'm going to say football. It's the original football, and then America took it over and they call it soccer. But we call it football. But I love watching the World Cup for soccer, football. I'm going to say football, soccer, because it takes skill to not touch a ball and kick it and run with it. I don't care what anyone says. You can dribble a ball, you can hold a ball and run, but it takes skill to use your feet to kick a ball and not touch it and get it in a goal. That is unbelievable. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. And I have here with me Pete DeBernardo. Did I say that correct?
You did.
Talk it to the mic, Pete.
You did. Excellent.
Okay. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
We were supposed to have another friend with us, weren't we? We're going to push him under the bus. Weren't we supposed to have another friend with us today?
Yes, we were.
Yes, we were. And he did that. He's a magician. So he did that vanishing act with us. But that's okay. God knows I'm going to get him here. But you are the president of Mako Soccer Club.
Yes, correct.
Now, can you tell me, what is Mako Soccer Club?
So Mako Soccer Club is a youth soccer organization located in Port St. Lucie. We're actually in St. Lucie West.
Okay.
We play out of McChesney Park in St. Lucie West. We're a youth soccer organization. Basically, we started in 1993.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been part of the community for many years. I joined the club when I moved down here in Florida in 2005. And basically joined the board of directors there in 2006.
Okay.
And then by 2008, somehow the club ended up in my lap, and I became the president of the club.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I've been there ever since. And it's a passion of mine. It stresses me to no ends.
Good things. So I'm just going to let you know, just because we're friends now, just between friends, anything that's good is going to take stress. Gray hair, no hair.
Exactly.
Look, gray hair, no hair. Anything good is going to stress us, and it's going to cause us a lot of headache. Anything easy,
very true.
It just goes by. So that's a good thing.
Very true.
How did you get involved into soccer, loving soccer? So where are you originally from?
So I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask, now this is a good question. How did a Long Island, because I'm a Brooklyn girl, how did a northerner get involved into what we call football soccer? How did you get involved in that?
Like every other parent, my children.
Yeah.
So when moving down here, I had 3 children,
Uh-huh.
and my oldest at the time was my daughter. So my daughter at 4 years old, we just we're looking for something to
Right.
put her in, and soccer honestly there's nothing better to put a child into at such a young age, because it does really teach a ton of stuff, whether it's coordination, working with the team, that kind of stuff. So. Signed my daughter up, and as I was signing my daughter up, the question came up, oh, we need a coach. You want to coach? So I said, okay.
Did you know anything about it?
No, nothing. So growing up, I played, up in Long Island, I played roller and ice hockey.
Okay.
So, and I've been
That's coordination right there.
Yeah, well, and I've been an avid sports fan my entire life. So for me, it was kind of like, all right, no big deal. I mean, I'll pick it up.
So you're at the right station at WPSO then. You're at the perfect station. Okay, so you got into it with your daughter. How old's your daughter now?
So she'll be 23 in November.
Oh, well, happy birthday when it comes. So now you're the president of Mako Soccer Club. What are the ages for your soccer club?
So basically, we start ages start from 3 years old
Ooh.
and up. So we have multiple programs. So we
Okay.
have our grassroots program, which is recreational soccer.
Uh-huh.
So recreational soccer is for any child that wants to play the game.
Okay.
No skill set, no knowledge, nothing is needed.
Okay.
We structure the program for any child, any
Okay.
athlete that wants to come out. And from the age of 3, and our rec program runs all the way up through the age of 16.
Okay.
And then we also have our Travel Select, or what would be known as our competitive program.
Right.
So that is for athletes that have a skill set or just a passion for the game.
Is that the one that our friend deals with?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Correct.
our invisible friend.
Correct.
Okay, so should we talk about our invisible
Well,
friend a little?
let's talk about it.
Our invisible friend's name is the Freddie Butler Foundation, and that was Freddie Butler. He should have been sitting in our middle seat today, but he isn't here. But he's a little shy, but that's okay. Everyone is shy. We're gonna get him going, but he is amazing. So I know a little bit about Freddie but I know you know a lot. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get some backlash for saying this.
That's all right.
But
I got your back.
I will say this: Freddie Butler is. There's no other word to use it. Freddie Butler is an absolute legend.
Wow.
So Freddie grew up and played for the Jamaican national team. Freddie has played in the MLS. So back when the MLS started,
What's the MLS? 'Cause
Major Soccer League.
Okay, so
Major League Soccer.
everyone on the WPLS knows, but I just need you to inform me. I'm learning. I'm learning. Go ahead.
So,
Major Soccer League.
Major League Soccer.
Major League Soccer.
Which is the
highest it can go.
right here in
Ooh.
the United States, and he
Okay.
was the second overall pick
Wow.
for the inaugural MLS draft.
You know, there's a group out there that wants our call letters as their domain name, but they can't have it. The Women's Professional Soccer League, WPSL. They wanted WPSL.com so bad over the years. We always just turn them down every time.
So we have the women. Now we have the men. So he was ranked number 2.
Yeah, so he was the second overall pick in the inaugural draft for MLS. And then he's played in Europe. I mean, and he's just played all over the world. But most importantly, it's what he did for his country. And he is, I believe, the all-time leading goal scorer still to this day for the Jamaican national team. And he's just, I know he's going to squirm, but he's a legend.
All right. He's all right. So, because I'm going to see him later, and I'm just going to say legend. But what I love about him, he's a very meek and humble individual.
Yeah,
When
so
you get him in the right place.
No, well-
meek and very humble.
So I'll tell you an interesting story.
Please do.
It was a random, like, Monday evening, probably about maybe 8 years ago. And I had gotten a phone call from one of my coaches on the field saying, "Hey, are you coming tonight?" So I said, "Yeah, I'll be there shortly." So I show up, and my coach walks over to me with Freddie, who I didn't know at the time, and says, "Oh, this gentleman, his name is Freddie. He's interested in getting involved." So I said, "Sure." So I said, "Come on." And I took him into our what we refer to as our clubhouse, our building, and we sat down just to have a normal conversation. So usually when I have those conversations, 10, 15 minutes, I'm done, and I get the person's information, and off we go. He was so humble, so engaging, that we sat there for probably about 90 minutes
Wow.
just having a conversation.
And you never knew who he was.
I had no idea until the last thing he said to me when we were leaving was, "You can Google me if you want," and I kind of in my own mind rolled my eyes. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, right.
And I went home and I Googled
Google.
him and I said,
Wow.
"Oh my Lord."
He is he's phenomenal. I love what he does with his foundation. I know his passion is kids, just
Yes.
like your passion is. So I love what you said. You said something earlier about the coordination. What have you seen that it does for our children? Because Careology is about what we do in our community, and I always say this. CareBag, my nonprofit, deals with homeless, deals with families that are in need. Not everybody likes that. Some people don't want to help the homeless. Some people don't want to help people in need. They love pets. They love dogs. They love animals. They love sports. We're on a sports station. So anyone listening, what does Mako Soccer Club, what does the Freddie Butler Foundation, what do these entities do for children? What have you seen it do for children growing up that you see come through your club? What can you tell us?
So when you have a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old child that starts soccer, generally, this is their first time outside of school.
Right.
This would be their first time, doing any activity. So when we talk about coordination, a lot of them, they don't really run, or run properly.
I have a grandbaby. I see her run. Trust me, it's hilarious.
Yeah, and so throw a ball in the mix, and then you're asking them to go
kick
chase
it.
the ball and
Right.
kick it, and now you're just setting yourself up to have a lot of fun and watch.
I would love just to come and see it. It must be and you see them grow. You see 3,
Yes.
4, and now they're 5, 6.
Yeah.
What do the parents say? Because it must give a lot of pride. It must give a lot of I'm missing that word. It just gives them something. How do they perform in school? Their grades, everything must excel now because you excel at sports.
Well, you know what? Part of the game and learning the game, if done properly, is exactly that. As they get older, so their physical skill set increases, whether it's just balance and coordination, and then obviously soccer skill.
Right.
But then as they get older, and let's say we move them into the competitive track, so then that becomes now we're really teaching them how to be responsible, not only for their own training, but their academics. So if we have an athlete that's not pulling his or her weight or not doing well in school, and a parent comes to one of our coaches and says, hey, we're struggling with it, you know what, we do the right thing. We say,
Right.
okay, no problem. We have a conversation with the athlete. You need to bring your grades up. So this is the expectation. And so we're going to help you. We're going to work with you. And if that means we got to scale back some of your training time
Then
so
that's
that you
what you
can
do.
focus on your academics,
love it.
then that's what we do. So what we try to do, the club is not what you would refer to as a trophy chasing club. Trophies are secondary. We don't really put a lot of stock in that. We don't put a lot of stock in the results of games.
Right.
Everything we do is for the true and proper development and betterment of the athlete, as an individual and collectively. So that's really what we focus on. And Freddie's Foundation is it's built towards, helping some athletes or individuals that that might need help, whether it be providing a pair of soccer cleats. I know we when we order uniforms and all that, sometimes we'll have some extra stock. We just give it to him. He ships
Right.
them out, so he'll
Right.
send them to wherever, and it's just our donation
To
towards.
them. I love it.
And that's how we're able to also, in giving back to our own community, through Freddie's Foundation, we're also able to now give back nationally or globally, wherever he's sending them.
I love it. I was talking to his director. You know her.
Yeah.
And I'm giving her the title of director. And I love what she said. She said they teach them how to do simple things. Get the driver's license, how to cook, how to use a washing machine. They just learn all those skill sets coming up. We're gonna go to a commercial break, but I want to ask you something that I found, and it's been in my mind because back in the day I used to go to little games. Who do you find is more? Don't answer. Who do you find is more competitive? The kids or the parents? We're going to be right back after this message. Our sponsors make this show possible. We love them, and we will be right back with Pete DeBernardo and talking about on a WPSL, actually sports on Careology. We'll be back with Roxy. Hi, this is is Roxy from Careology, and I am excited about August 6th is our back to school event. Free haircuts, braids for girls for back to school. It's going to be a fabulous event. This event, we are giving away hygiene packs. Our hygiene packs, we want to include 1 toothbrush, 1 pack of toothpaste, and deodorant. We're looking for donations. We've had over 200 kids last year. I know we're going to have more. Please help us reach this goal. You can call us at 772-222-7399. Thank you. Thinking of building your next home or renovating? Come see us at Grozer Builders. We will create a home suited for your lifestyle. With years of experience means we give you a complete professional service from a dream to a concept. You will get the best results, best value, best quality is what you get from Grozer Builders. Visit us at grozerbuilders.com. You deserve better. You deserve Grozer. Hi, this is Roxy from Careology, and I just want to talk about volunteering. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. It takes courage and dedication to offer your time and skills to help out a cause that is a noble act that deserves recognition. Volunteering is a great way to make a difference in our community, and CareBag needs your help. We are looking for dedicated volunteers. So please get a pen, get a paper, and take down this number. It's 772-222-7399. Call us and let us know you're interested. We are looking for volunteers for the evening hours between 5 and 8 p.m. to go to our soup kitchens with our new mobile hygiene pantry. I look forward to hearing from every one of you. And remember, volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. Thank you.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
We now return to Careology, the science of caring. Once again, here's Roxy Brown.
Welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We do appreciate it. And I'm actually having a good time talking about sports. But I'm gonna go to the question I asked, because you watch little shows, you watch comedy shows, and you see the players, but you see the moms behind the fence. Now I know why they have the fence, this big fence, and these parents. I mean, who do you find is worth, the kids or the parents?
120 million% the parents.
The parents.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about getting a grandbaby into sports, and I can see me behind the fence. I really can. I have other people in the studio, and she's looking at me. Because you want them to do good. I'm a competitive person. I used to run track for Colgate when I was younger. Yes, people, I had skill, and I was competitive. I mean, I didn't need anybody to cheer me on. You could have called anybody else's name. I'm going. I heard that pistol start, and I'm gone. And I think it's good. I think it builds character. Sports builds character. Competitiveness, I think, is good. Because when you get into school, grade school, yeah. But you see, when you get into the real world, competitiveness is good. You do whatever you can to get ahead and just get smart. Do you have a story, you don't have to name any names, about a parent that you think went beyond what they should have done?
Just
Come on,
one?
tell me.
I have
I just want the
100.
best one you can give me.
You know what? I could spend hours on this topic. So a lot of what we do and a lot of our conversation with parents, we try to educate them. Here's the message.
Yeah.
Trust the process. Trust us. Just like when you send your child to school, you're not standing behind the teacher saying, "Write faster, do this."
Raise your hand.
Yeah, exactly. So
we wish we could.
Right.
Yeah.
So we do that, and so we do have a policy at the club that sportsmanship 100%, and if you're getting out of line, we're going to remove you from the sideline.
Really?
So let's talk about So here's your question: do we have parents? Yes, 100%. I've had a number of times where I've had a parent or parents approach and just say, well, we want our child to do A, B, or C.
Right.
And
to
a lot of
be goalie,
times,
to be this, to be that.
Yeah, and it's
like they're the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to do your job.
Exactly. Or why is the coach not doing A, B, or C? So, We have that a lot, but I'm actually proud to say we're very open to that dialect and to have that conversation. The parents may not necessarily like the answers that we give them, but
You are so politically correct. I love this.
but we do. We allow that avenue for that conversation to happen. And then my goal every time I have that conversation is hopefully when they walk away, whether they agree or not,
Right.
but at least they walk away and they can have a better understanding as to why this is the approach that we take. So, but parents are nuts. And it's all over.
Has one ever just run on the field and try to kick the ball?
Sure,
for
we've
their
had
child?
that. I've had parent fights, and with rival clubs. We've had that. I've had. Listen, I mean, again, I have tons of stories. I happened to. It was like a late Sunday afternoon. I was driving by the field, and I saw there was a competitive game going on with the older boys. So I just stopped by, and I walked over, and I walked over to my coaches, and we had a out of town team that we were playing, and I said, "How's things going?" And the coach said, "Well, it's a little chippy out there." So I said, "Okay." At halftime, the center referee came over to me and said, "I'm having an issue with some parents over on the sideline." He pointed them out, and they were not from our club; they were from the traveling club.
Yeah.
So I had said to him, "Well, listen, if you need to remove them, I will support you and back you up," that kind of stuff. So anyway, the game ends, and it broke loose.
Wow.
So when a soccer game ends, the referees tend to move to the center circle. Well, as the referees moved there, those parents that were giving them a hard
Moving behind
time
them.
were walking towards them. So then I immediately started walking out, and I'm motioning to the referees to come to me.
Because they don't see what's happening.
Exactly.
Right.
So as they come to me, both coaches now are kind of, yelling at each other. Players are yelling at each other, and before you know it, somebody
It's a brawl.
screams, "He's got a gun!"
Oh gosh.
And it was
This
like
is
everybody
Florida.
just ran.
Just ran.
And at that time, I quickly ushered the referees off the field. I obviously called 911, had the police.
So being a referee is a dangerous game.
Oh,
Dangerous profession.
I don't know why anybody wants to do it, to be honest with you.
It's a dangerous profession.
It can be, sure.
It can be.
Yeah,
Oh, my
so-
goodness. Well, we wish you guys, while you're out there, safe. So, for all the moms and dads and grandparents out there, they say, you know what? I'm interested in my baby becoming. How do you start? Let's say I want to go ahead and bring my little one, and she can start just to see if this works for her. How does the process go?
So you would start in our recreational program, which we basically run our longer seasons, our fall and spring, and then we run 2 little 4-week recreational seasons in the winter and the summer.
Okay.
So you would sign your child up, excuse me, you would register your child, and then basically we add them to a team. So let's just say 3 and 4-year-olds. So we have an amazing coach. His name is Coach Dave Robertson.
Okay.
He predominantly works with the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And
Okay.
he is so amazing with these little ones that I can throw 40 of them out there, and he can engage all of them and
Wow.
keep them engaged for an hour.
For an hour.
Yeah, so he's so good at what he does that the little ones that come out, he plays these kind of games with them that they're having such a blast. They don't even realize they're working
They're
on.
working on their skill
Yeah,
set. Wow.
yeah. So that's kind of how we
I'm like, sign
how we
me
hook
up.
them.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, what is the, if you don't mind me asking, or if you say they need to just call you, is there a fee that's involved that you can join? There has to be a fee because
Yes.
people have to,
Yeah.
their uniforms, all of
Yes.
this has to be done. So, if you
So-
don't mind, if something you can talk
Sure,
about.
yeah. All registration is done online on our website at
Okay.
www.makosoccer.com.
And we're going to have this up on CareBag on our website, and we're also on our Facebook page, and we're also going to have this on WPSL on Careology. So if you want to have nothing to do and you want to watch the archives, please go right ahead. And I'm going to post this again. So they go ahead and they register, and you said it's like a 4 or 6 week program for the little ones?
So the fall season is, I want to say it's 10 weeks. Yeah, I believe it's 10 weeks. So it'll run like September, let's just say September 15th and it runs to the Saturday just before Thanksgiving.
Okay, how many days of the week?
So the little guys are Wednesday evenings. That's for an hour, 6 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Okay.
And that's every week from
That's every
September
week.
through November.
Oh, okay. Okay. So for those that are interested, I'm thinking, if those watching me, I'm thinking about my own. But that is, you want to engage. One thing, the reason why I love this is that children do not go outside anymore. We're going to just flip the script a little bit. Y'all just work with me. Children don't go outside. They're on their games. They're on their phone. They're on the computer. They have no idea what sunshine, sunlight, the sun looks like. They don't even know what the moon and stars look like because they just stayed locked up. We need to get our children outside. Our children are getting bigger and bigger, and they don't move around. In this country, I'm not going to talk about anywhere else. In this country, in the U.S., we have more obese, overweight children than any other country. The thumbs are just moving. We need to get them outside to play, whether it's soccer, whether it's football, it doesn't matter what it is. We want the health of our children. We spend so much money on other things. Why don't we go ahead and invest in the health and well-being of our child? Because that's basically what it is.
100%. Completely
That's what
agree.
it is. And like anyone listening in my voice know, I have a new little one. She's 4, but every minute that I can get her out to just play in the pool, on a bike, or do something, we try it. We do it because they need to learn. It's not the TV all the time. And if we don't do that, we have so many young children that are getting sick and are dying because of bad health. That is a fact. So this show is to promote what you're doing, but it also has another underlying component, and it's about the health and well-being of the children in our community. And there's so many things in our community. This is just one. And we want to go ahead and let the parents know. If you say, okay, soccer is not for my child, find something else that your child can do because you want to get them physically engaged. Stop being a keyboard warrior parent. Those that don't like it, sorry, it's my show. Stop being lazy as a parent. Do something with your child to get them physically engaged. As a parent, as a guardian, that is your responsibility. Stop being a lazy behind parent. Get your child up and get them physical to move. That is your responsibility. You guys listen to my show, I'm not politically correct. I don't care. We need to do something with our children to get them out there and to help them move. Yes, Cliff?
I like what you said about getting to look at what the stars are.
Yeah, some kids don't go outside.
If you find a nice dark sky out west of town where there's not a lot of streetlights, there's a lot of stars.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's absolutely beautiful. And you need to know when the sunlight is up, the first thing my baby says, it's, ooh, the sun is up, time to get up. Come on, let's get physical and let's do this. But I love what you said. I'd love to come out and just see him with the kids and just see how he just moves with the kids because I think it's great. And do you see in your line with these children, do you see any that has some good potential? When you see a kid that you're like, whoa, you get excited.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have what we call a pre-academy program, and it's for what it initially started was for 7-year-olds.
Okay.
And every year it's that age group. And what we've found over the last 2 years is we're starting to notice some 6-year-olds. So we pull in recreational, we kind of assess, and if we're seeing these players stand out, we kind of speak to the parents and say, hey, we have another program which is more, it's a full year program. It's more consistent training 2 nights a week with not just the parent volunteer in rec, it's with actually club staff. So when we recognize these players, we pull them and then we start working with them. I think we're in year 5 with that. When I tell you, we're seeing now at the ages of 9, 10, and 11, those players that graduated out of that program, they're phenomenal.
Wow.
And it's really interesting, to see a little 5-year-old that's coordinated, is head up, is
Another
understanding,
Ronaldo.
has a little bit of IQ.
See, I know a little bit of
Yeah.
football. Listen, I love watching him. I love watching him. For those of you that have never watched professional I was gonna say football/soccer. They have a guy by the name of Ronaldo, and let me tell you, it's like watching a movement. You know how you have those shows like Mission Impossible and they just move in a slow motion. To see this guy's skill set and how he moves and maneuvers and turns, I mean, I sit on my couch and I'm like, yeah. I mean, you have one foot in the air. His skill set is amazing. His coordination is amazing, and you know there are other children out there that have it. They just need to be nurtured.
Absolutely.
And once they're nurtured, you have this.
Yeah.
And what is one of the best stories that you've seen coming up through the years with one of your players?
I mean, I can speak personally. This goes back easily 10 or so years ago.
Doesn't matter.
I had a young lady. She was like 7 years old, and I had just kind of noticed her, and I mean, she just really stood out, and she just almost had like that
It factor.
X factor.
It factor, yeah.
So I remember, finding out who her parents were, and then having a conversation with the parents, and saying, look,
She's good.
she needs to be challenged. So I would like to invite her to our under 10 session, which would be for 8 and 9 year olds. And they were reluctant, but they brought her out, and I'll never forget. First time she goes on the field, I mean, within seconds, she gets kind of pushed to the ground and she's eating dirt. And I'm thinking to myself, oh
no.
man. The kid got up, dusted herself off, found the ball, took it, went down and scored.
Oh.
And I just kind of went,
whoa.
Okay, we're going to be good.
But
and
she realized, okay, these kids got skill. Let me bring it.
Absolutely.
That's basically what she said. Let me bring it. But that was the next question, because I know I was thinking, okay, are these just boys? But now when you said that, it's boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
Okay.
And we spend a lot of time on both.
Wow.
We're not just boy heavy. There is definitely a need for more girls soccer. And girls soccer is something that we have been huge on for as long as I've been with the club. I predominantly myself just coach girls over the last 10 or so years. We started a women's semi-pro team just because we recognized there is that need for it.
There is, yes.
And we've had some phenomenal
Hey,
female players
they
over
got
the years.
gold
Phenomenal.
Didn't they get gold during the Olympics?
Yeah,
Okay,
the Women's World Cup starts next week.
Yeah.
So
The Women's
We'll be watching.
World Cup starts next week. Loving it. Okay. I know there's a lot of information and I am very limited. What is something you want to let our listeners know about Mako Soccer Club that we haven't touched on?
I can just really, we do things the right way. And I know that's obviously sounds like a biased comment, but the way that we structure our programs and the way we run our organization, it is players first. And that does not deviate, does not matter what the competition is, doesn't matter what the parent wants, doesn't matter what a coach wants.
Right.
We are consistent and focused, and everything is what opportunities can we present these athletes? What environment can we create for these athletes to ultimately attain their goals? Not ours.
Not yours.
And that is what we focus on, and we do not deviate from that. So if an athlete has a goal of just making the high school team, great, we're going to help you.
Do you see some parents pushing with their goal? They're pushing their child, but the child really is not in it.
There's a term for that.
What is it?
Helicopter parent.
Ah,
Yes.
I like that. Helicopter.
So, helicopter parent, absolutely.
Yeah.
90% of the parents out there. But again, part of it is, we work with those parents to educate them in a way that we help them to understand, like, listen, you're putting undue pressure on your child that you don't need to do. And if you just allow your child, if you relax, your child will relax.
And they might enjoy it, and they might end up loving it.
Exactly.
If you
right.
want them to love it,
Exactly
you kind of
right.
got to scheme back a little bit.
Yep.
Plus, I know not only that, it gives a child a sense of being and having a team. If they're having problems at school, they know they have their team.
Yes.
And I think that's a big thing. So
Absolutely,
from
and
the
it's a sense of
from the
community.
director of the Freddie Butler Foundation, thank you so much. So I have a question
Sure.
that somebody just went ahead and texted me, and they said, "You've been traveling lately, haven't you?
Yes.
And how has your traveling been with Mr. Freddie?"
So I had an opportunity of a lifetime.
You okay?
And it's so surreal. I don't
Yeah.
even know if I can do justice by putting it into words. So
Do try. We still have a couple minutes.
okay,
You got time.
so Jamaica just recently was over the last couple of weeks. We're competing in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. So
I was watching a couple games.
Yes.
I
So-
tried to see Mr. Freddie, but no, we did not see him on any camera.
no, and you won't.
He's elusive.
So the Jamaican Football Federation had appointed Freddie as an ambassador to the Jamaican national team.
Congratulations, Mr. Butler.
And what that meant was that he was part of the national team camp. So he traveled to and from the cities that they were playing in. So I know he was in Chicago and St. Louis, and he was part of the camp. And so he called me on Thursday, I think, of last week, and basically said, "We're flying out to Cincinnati Saturday morning. Pack a knapsack." And I like backpack, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Pack.
So we flew out to Cincinnati. We met up with the team at the hotel, and from Saturday all the way through to I got home on Thursday, I was part of the Jamaican national team. We ate meals with the team. We attended training. We rode the team bus with the players and the coaches. We attended coaches meeting, players meetings. We were at the training, and obviously we were at the games, just kind of hanging around in the hotel with the players. And I just have to say,
I was going to ask you, did you have a good time? But your face is just
I-
lit
it-
up.
like
Your
I
face
said-
is lit up like a Christmas tree. Christmas in July here. You are lit up right now.
it was so surreal. And again, it doesn't do justice. The warmness of all of not only the head coach, the entire coaching staff, and the players, it was unbelievable. From the minute we walked in, now, again, everybody knows Freddie.
Right.
But from the minute we walked in and I was introduced by Freddie to everybody,
You a family.
I was family.
I love it.
They integrated me right in, no questions asked. And when I tell you, it was the most comfortable I've ever felt in an environment that I have no
Never been.
need to be to, right? It was absolutely amazing.
If I was a crier, tears would be falling.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
I'm
good.
so touched. I really was. And you know, I initially was trying to kind of just stay in the background,
Trying to
you
be
know,
a
just
Freddie.
shadowing
Yeah.
Freddie. And it was like, whether it was a player coming over to have a conversation or just a coach pulling me in, like, come here, you know,
Yeah.
to the point that I felt so comfortable during one of the sessions that I had been able to be at, one of the
I
training
saw you
sessions.
on video walking all over the
Yeah, I went and I was able to help kind of pick up cones and get
Yeah.
some balls and things like that, where I felt comfortable enough to do that, which that's not me at all.
Yeah.
In general,
In
personally,
general,
it's not
you
me.
just sit back and look.
Absolutely, but
that's-
it was an absolutely amazing experience.
So my question was, did you have a good time? That would be a yes.
That would be a huge yes.
Well,
And-
that's good. Your face lit up.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice when you can. I talk about it with a lot of my friends, and what I'm going to say has nothing to do with soccer, but I talk about with a lot of my friends. You got to leave your backyard. And some people are like, Roxy, what are you talking about? You have to leave your space that you're in. You have to leave Florida. You have to leave the United States. You have to go to, if you're able to afford it, you have to go to other places, because when you get to go ahead and interact with other people, it makes your eyes and it makes your world open up, that you can go ahead and you can appreciate other people. Some people don't know other people, other races, other nothing, because they haven't left. And when
Yeah.
you do, it just, your mind opens up. And
Yeah.
that's something that I see that it's going here. And I love that, you know.
Yeah,
I really do.
For as long as I've known Freddie now, for about 8 or 9 years, you know, I've kind of learned a little bit about the Jamaican culture, and then being.
What's your favorite food?
Man,
Just name one. Just
so
name
he'll
one.
laugh at me,
That's
but
all right.
they
They're
kept
watching.
serving this brown fish, and every time we had a
stew
meal,
fish.
I would go over and whatever the brown fish. One day it was brown fish, another day it was pineapple fish, another day it was steamed, and I'm assuming it was snapper.
Yeah.
But-
we really do snapper, salmon, and kingfish. Those are the three fish
Okay,
we like.
so I probably had all three of those and
Probably
not
did.
knowing it, and they were laughing because every time I
was
just
a fish.
bypassed the chicken, I bypassed the goat, I bypassed all of that. It was right to that fish.
So it's
It
just
was
me
amazing.
and you, and we're not going to listen to the thousands of people. Last night it was salmon. Oh, it was good. That's so you know where I was last night. It was.
I do, yes.
Look, thumbs up.
Yes.
It was good. So we have a question here, and it says, Coach Dave is so awesome. We absolutely love him. Amaya's favorite coach beside Daddy. So that's
Absolutely.
Freddie's daughter, Amaya. But it's not only is the Freddie Butler, the Mako. It's a family. It's a family process. I have met so many coaches from different parts of the world.
Yes.
I'm always over there. That's my playhouse right there for the little one. But it's just I sit there and I watch the coaches come in and I see how engaged they are.
Yeah.
And I see that passion that comes in because you're training children for the future.
Yep.
You're giving them so many skill sets that they can bring from off the field to now as they grow older into the boardroom. Wherever they need to go from the field to the boardroom, you are just going ahead and you're making men and you're making women from these little people. And I think that's very important. You know, what is something that you would like to see happen for Mako Soccer Club for your future?
You know, I would love to some point down the road. So we currently train at a city park.
Right.
And, you know, I would love someday to just be able to have our own facility.
Woo! Hallelujah! This is my show, so I can shout. Look! Oh, I clap. Sorry, Cliff. My engineer is gonna kill me. I keep clapping into the mic. So I heard what you said. So if you allow me a minute, there is somebody listening out there with a bank account that is deep, deep, deep. And you love sports. If you love sports and you say, this is my passion, because there's some people who's like, you know what? I love that. I'm going to build an animal shelter. I'm going to drop $2 million in there. Those that can do. Those that can't, like me, we sit back and we find what our wheelhouse is. If this is a passion that you have, that you love sports, that you say, you know what? This is something I want to do. And you want to go ahead and speak to Pete. You say, I want to put something into the Mako Soccer Club. You know what? The Freddie Butler Foundation, because these two gentlemen work coincide together. I want to see how we can go ahead and build something that we have a place. Imagine a place you have a hot tub, a swimming pool, kids that can come in and they can, when it rains, your day is messed up, kind of.
Correct.
You have a place that you can play inside, you can
Correct.
play outside. Imagine if we had something for our children here. We don't have a good sports indoor complex.
No.
We don't have it.
No.
You know, the Mets have it. That's the Mets.
Correct.
We need something for our children. If your pocket and your check can cash, and you know, because this show is not just about CareBag. It's about what we can do for the community. And you know you can, 772-222-7399. Call me, text me, and I will put you in touch with Mr. Pete DeBernardo that you can go ahead and have that conversation, because we need to really wrap ourselves around our children. We want to expose them to so much more. And having this outside, having to learn, like I said, from the field to the boardroom, it can't get any better than that.
Right.
So we have, I know I'm looking at the time, and we have a couple minutes left. Is there anything you want to say that I have dismissed or I haven't touched on that you know is important that our listeners need to hear? Because we have people from all over the world, so we want to give you that moment. You can tell them what you need.
No, I mean, I'll just say this. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
This is something that's completely, when I got involved with my daughter all those years ago, I never would have expected I'd be doing any of this.
Sometimes God has a plan for you. You don't know. You got to just go with it.
I'm kind of learning that.
Yeah, when he has a plan for you, you can run from it, but you're going to do it. And this is it.
So thank you. And again, you know, we are 100% what I do for the organization and what we do. It's community. It's about our community. We've had some unfortunate things that have happened over the years, and what has been such a blessing has been how quickly that community, how quickly our club members, families, and everybody have come together, no questions asked, to lift things up. And it's just...
But that's what makes a good organization. You know what? So I'm going to let you know what you are doing for our future is important. you're teaching these skills, you're teaching these young men, these young women skill sets to take them to the next level. And when we have individuals like yourself, like the Freddie Butlers, like different people, that's what makes them, because we as a community have to wrap ourselves around our children. So on behalf of Careology and CareBag, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
We appreciated it. And I'm just going to go over a few things. This has been a great show. If you know that your pocket can cash a good check, 772-222-7399. Give Roxy a call. I would put you in touch with the powers that be, because you know our children are our future. It's a cliche. It's something people always say it, but that is true. Our children are our future. And if you want to get them from the field to the boardroom, you got to put into them. The way we put into them is you got to cash your check. You can't do a lot of talking. You got to cash your check. Talking just goes so far. So this is Roxy with Careology. I want to thank my guest, Pete DeBernardo. We want to thank our engineer, as always, Cliff. I can't do this without you, baby. Appreciate you.
Well, I got the magic fingers that
Yes,
know
you
what
do. The
buttons to
fingers
push.
and the voice. And I want to thank all my guests on social media. Thank you so much for listening to us. This will be on WPSL if you want to find out more. This is Roxy. We're signing off on Careology, and I will see you next week, Monday at 10 a.m. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Careology is presented by CareBag. Every Monday morning after Swap Shop between 10:05 and 11 a.m. right here on WPSL, Port St. Lucie. The talk of the Treasure Coast and webcaster to the world on Google Home, Alexa, and of course the TuneIn app on your smartphone.